Afternoon. Welcome to This is Private Practice. We've made it to Wednesday. Hurrah! And the angels are singing, going, your hump day is over. It's the slide into the weekend. It's been an interesting day for me today. I haven't been feeling 100%, and I've really had to work hard at working out what tasks are useful, meaningful, not just busy work. But making sure that I've been getting up and moving around, managing my nutrition, managing my water intake, managing my attitude. And I think we've done pretty well for the day. I think I've done okay. And it's interesting, I've actually spoken to a few people again today who have also talked about how fatigued they are and tired. I did go out last night, so that could have something to do with it. It's not something I do very often. So I was out Monday night and Tuesday night this week. And I think that that's probably challenged my energy reserves in ways that they haven't been challenged for a little while. I was also pretty emotional about my nephew yesterday, who wasn't particularly well, but he's had really good recovery overnight, and I'm feeling much better about his health and making sure his family's okay. So I think that emotions can really affect our health as well. We know that. It's like, well, duh, Joe. So I wanted to share with you how I've embraced today tactically, because when I am tired or in pain or overwhelmed, I find it easier to come back to tactics rather than do big picture visionary thinking. That being said, this morning I did lead the 5 Favorite People group, and I managed to coach these people through some pretty big picture thinking stuff and challenge some mindset. So it's not that I can't do it when I feel like this. It's just I get concerned that if I try and do a lot of that over an extended period of time, say an 8-hour day, I know that we're not going to get the best out of me. And then I get very concerned about all the errors and mistakes that I make along the way. Hello to the person who is watching. Can't tell who you are. Hello. So today I focused on a couple of things. I've noticed I spend a lot of time just deleting emails out of my inbox, which tells me that I'm oversubscribed to emails that I'm not reading, that I am not paying attention to. So in preparation for going away, when somebody else is going to be managing my inbox for me, because I am going to let that happen while I'm away, grown up Jojo, I've decided that I don't need to come home to 3 or 4 weeks worth of marketing emails or promotional emails or emails about specials from various shopping sites that I have somehow gotten signed up to. So instead of just flicking an easy delete, I've actually got some focused attention today to unsubscribe and be intentional about that. And there are some people that I love their emails, and I'm quite often reading them and get a lot of value from them, but I had to make the decision today about, do I want to come home after 3 weeks overseas and read 3 weeks worth of these emails? So I've done what I would like people to do to me, and I've said, hey, I'm unsubscribing from your list. I've actually sent them an email explaining that this is why I'm doing it, and explaining that their content is important to me, but I'm not going to read their stuff and catch up over 3 weeks. I just know myself well enough to know that that is not going to happen. So that's felt really useful today. It's strategic, it's helping me prepare, and it's going to make me more effective because I haven't got all these emails pouring into my inbox that end up being a distraction. They really do. So much so that today I hadn't realized that I'd turned my inbox off. Like I actually shut it down. And I got so much intent. Worked with such great intensity and focus. And I was really proud of it. And I went, what on earth have I done differently? It was like I wasn't distracted by the thought of email. Such an important thing for me to understand. I don't get very many phone calls these days. Most of my work is initiated via email, and so then I follow up with phone calls or things like that, or text messages, which was my want today because it was hard to hold a conversation. You will notice that my voice is really fatigued today. My brain has been a bit foggy, and I've got some really interesting word finding difficulties happening. They're all just signs of fatigue. I've also got my super jumpy eye happening, which I don't think you can see because I was vain enough to go and check it out in the mirror before this call today. But it's a really common thing to have a twitchy nerve in your eyelid, usually your bottom eyelid when you're living with a fatigue condition. So yay me, that's fun, but geez, it's annoying and it interrupts my vision. So that's why my glasses are important. So tactically for me today, I've been managing my energy, managing my nutrition, looking at what I can do to prepare the business for me going away. So another thing that Sophie and I worked on today is with our new project is making sure that we are cementing our internal policies and procedures so that I don't have to remember after being on vacation for 3 weeks what it is that I said we were going to do. Because let's face it, I want to switch off for this 3 weeks. I don't want to think about work. I think it's going to be incredibly good for me and incredibly good for my marriage. So I want to make sure that I'm setting the business up for success and setting myself up for success. Success is not relying on Joe's memory. I can assure you that we do not want to do. So the other thing that I've been working on this week is I've been introduced to a social media posting tool called Meet Edgar. And I'd be really interested if there's anybody watching this video, if you've got comments, if you've used it before, because at the moment into my 2-week trial, I am loving this thing. So one of my struggles with generating social media content is when I ask other people to do it for me, I lose my voice. And the content, even if it's native to the platform. So what I mean, it's not using a third-party platform where the only other person who seems to be able to write with my voice is my son, Anthony, and he's no longer available. So I've been toying with the idea of trying to get somebody else in that I would teach, and then they would have to learn how to do it the way I wanted it done. And then we'd all need to spend all this time on a content calendar, and that just felt arduous. So somebody introduced me to this tool called Meet Edgar. And what I'm loving about it is that I can use other people's websites to generate content, that it is creating additional posts. I write one post and it creates another 2 for me from that same post, and I get to curate this content. And it just feels really intuitive, and it's a useful tool for me to be using. One of the problems that we have these days with our social media marketing is that all of the platforms that we tend to use like you to post organic content to the specific platform. So that's why we have issues with algorithms, because third-party platforms like Meet Edgar or Hootsuite or any of those other ones, they tend to have a much lower profile for Facebook or Instagram. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever you're using, are going to choose native content to show up before they're going to choose third-party content. However, I'm not posting at all, so nobody's getting any content. So in an effort to boost the visibility that I need to keep people engaged, because I know people are unsubscribing from my email list as well, to help people learn about what it is that I offer and how we help, then I am choosing to give Meet Edgar a go. I don't get any affiliate. There's nothing like that going on here. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. So for less than an hour's wages a month, I am now going to have a tool that helps me create content, that repurposes my content, that I can set up months in advance, and it's my voice. So for me, from a tactical point of view, that is really, really cool. I have yet to see how it translates in terms of, are you seeing my posts? Are things getting missed? Are my posts not showing up? So it'll be interesting to see what the analytics have to say after a little bit of time. But right now I'm feeling really confident, and it was so easy to use. Wei Yo actually put me onto it, so thank you, Wei. Very cluey, smart guy who is very much into effectiveness over busyness. And he made the smart tool. He actually spoke to me and he said, Joe, you're going to need to spend a few hours setting it up. So if you're not interested in learning how to use it, then just don't do it. It'll frustrate you. And I thought it's like such an important thing for somebody to say to me, because if managing my expectations is really important. Sophie and I really had that conversation about our new telco that we've just engaged. If you don't manage my expectations, I'm going to have pretty unrealistic ones. because I'm really good at having unrealistic expectations of myself. So Way being able to say to me, if you're not prepared to learn how to use it and spend some time setting it up, then don't bother, was so useful, because I actually put that time in my schedule, another tactic, and made sure that I was focused and committed to it. And now every time I write a post, I'm just pushing the content back into Meet Edgar so it can be used again. Some of you are going to be saying, well, Jo, haven't you been doing that before? Yeah, I have. It just, we get so much information, and we're supposed to do it this way, and then we're supposed to do it that way, and then you're going to have better metrics for this and better metrics for that. I just need to get my content out, help people understand how it is that I serve, and I can assure you my LinkedIn engagement has already gone off in the 3 days that I've been using it this week. So think there's something to be said for that for me. Linda Mottram, it is lovely to see you again this afternoon. Yes, go the Blues. We have a fairly important football game on tonight. I am not going out anywhere because I will be wearing some sort of blue thing and watching the Rugby League State of Origin. And those of you who want to barrack for Queensland and make yourselves known on this page, I look forward to having a bit of a verbal just with you as the game progresses, unless we're losing and you won't hear from me at all. Yeah. Tomorrow I am traveling with the fabulous Kylie Worry to present the Purple Code program to another insurer. Get to meet some people, get to help them understand the value that we can bring to their clients. Sorry, my words are all over the place now. I'm really looking forward to that and looking forward to spending some time with Kylie. So I'm not sure if we'll do an episode tomorrow. It just depends on our timing and how things go in the car, and maybe we're just going to have too much fun. We'll see. Anywho, until I talk to you again, go be your awesome self.